I remember something while, for good people, they do not need good clothes. Goodness is their clothes. Think of this. Goodness is their speech. Goodness is their thought. And goodness is their action. But that goodness comes when I realize my real self. That is our goal. Think of this. Sit down and say, oh, I'm good. Mind says, all is not well. Mind says, all is not well. So if I explore what is not well inside me, the real journey of meditation starts. Today, what I'm thinking, that you all become my guru. And I'm a seeker. Which is the largest ocean on the earth? Stephen? Sam may be knowing here. Which is the largest ocean?
Pacific.
Pacific. Now tell me another answer. Is ocean in water or water in an ocean? Lara is
They are the same.
Is ocean in water or water in an ocean?
Water's in an ocean, and the ocean is in the water. Both. Because it's the same thing.
Both are same.
Which one is dependent on the other?
Ocean dependent on the
Ocean
water.
dependent on water.
So it cannot be same. It cannot be same. We normally say that water is an ocean. We normally say that the real self lies in the body. But fact is opposite. Real self is all pervading. The body, breath, mind, intellect, ego, thoughts, feelings, sensation, all are located in the real self. Think of this. Think of this, my friends. So, in sadhana means now, who can do the sadhana? The seeker. We have done the last session. We have started the sadhana. I did not tell you. Now we will invoke these principles and understand. What is the subject matter? You should always remember. Seeker should always ask, what is the subject matter? Who am I? That is why I asked you, is ocean in water or water in an ocean? Without water is independent of an ocean. Real self is independent of the body, breath, mind, intellect. So first, we asked a question that, yes, who am I? Then I should ask, am I qualified? And we have already done a lot of weeks of sessions, how to become a seeker. So am I qualified means that am I a seeker to study? If I'm not qualified to study, say, for example, astronomy, because my background is biology, so nothing. Now, am I really interested in freedom? Freedom means what? In a simple language. You wake up in the morning and ask yourself, is all well? All is not well. Simple. So when we ask and reflect on that, all is not well, and I'm interested in the freedom, that is the goal. meditation or the Eastern wisdom leads to freedom from the suffering and knowing the real self. So now come to the topic that we have been talking about. Please do the homework. Homework means 24. The moment you wake up in the morning, living in those principles in the intellect will be our goal. So it means the intellect should be steady on the knowledge of the real self. My mind should not make me crazy by inviting the thoughts that causes the delusion. Simple. Go a little deeper now. So we covered becoming a seeker. Only the human beings can do this. Why the human being can do this? We live in higher self-awareness. We live in higher self-awareness. We have an intellect which can observe, which can choose, and which can hold on to the truth. So I'm reminding you what we have covered. So now come to the last session. What we did, do you remember? Did you have a chance to contemplate? Objects, sense organs, mind. Mind, then before that, objects, sense organs, attachment. And attachment, then desire in the mind. And then desire is fulfilled. I repeat the pleasure, that becomes the greed. Desire is not fulfilled, sorrow and suffering, all is not well. Are you clear up to this point? And that leads to the delusion. And we covered a little bit that after the delusion, there is a loss of memory. Loss of memory, that I forget that I am a human being. I have a choice. I can make a choice. I can move the mind in a right direction, but I forget it. Have you seen those people who have attended a couple of sessions crying? Why crying? All is not well. But why all is not well? Why all is not well? Let us remember in a different way. Objects, sense organs, mind, intellect. We can recognize. The other factors are attachment, desire, delusion, loss of memory, loss of intelligence. Two categories. Objects. There are millions of objects, billions of objects. And that creates billions of thoughts. Mind by default, likes and dislikes, creates an attachment, creates a desire, creates a delusion, creates a loss of memory, creates a loss of intelligence. And this master says, Krishna says in the Gita, it destroys, the human being is totally destroyed. Then I'm continuously suffering. Every day I wake up in the morning, I'm fully busy. Why? All is not well. Do you see that? Do you see that? Sam says, I have been very busy. All is not well. Think of this. I need to think of this. If I do not think, then nothing will happen. I must find out why all is not well in my life. How many days all is not well? How many days all is not well? Every day, every
आपका वो टीवी चलाना देखना, चल जाएगा, रिमोट आ गया दूसरा, नहीं चल रहा?
all is not well. Did you understand? Because we do not see, due to the loss of memory and the loss of intelligence, what I do not see. I don't see likes and dislikes. I take it by default, so that all will be well. But every day, all is not well. So I don't see, because of loss of memory, delusion, and loss of intelligence, what I don't see. I don't see the mind is cheating me, mind is working on me, mind by default likes and dislikes, mind runs after attachment and detachment, mind is causing the desire, emotional dependence on the objects of the people outside. Do you want to go deeper? Tell me, we have sense organs. Which sense organ is a door and which sense organ is a window? Go deeper. You all have sense organs, isn't it? You all have mind, right? Have you ever thought like this? Window means you cannot go out. You can peek through the windows, right? Think of this. Think. If the rose smell is 10 feet away, can I feel that smell? Nose is a window. Nose does not go anywhere. Taste does not go anywhere. See the beauty of the understanding and the knowledge. Eyes goes everywhere. Even if I close my eyes, I can take brandy inside, I can take Lara inside. So do you see that? So eyes goes outside and inside. Think of this. That is why, now did you understand why we say eyes are, can you complete, index of mind?
The windows of the soul.
That we will. I have 3 souls. One here and 2 soles of the feet. I don't know which one you are talking about. We should be rational. Otherwise, the delusion of the problem will be there. So now see that what happens. Again, now, think of this. Sense organ, no, objects of the world, sense organs. So there are windows, there are doors. Then we have the mind. And mind first always likes to go out from the door. From the door. And that causes the likes and dislikes. You say you are eating food at your home and you say this food tastes very good. That has to come here. They are windows. So create 2 categories in your mind. Mind by default is neutral. Sense organs are by nature neutral. Objects by default are neutral. Then ask yourself from where the likes and dislike comes, from the attachment and detachment comes. Think of this, from where we experience likes and dislikes, attachment and detachment, then desire, and then delusion, then loss of memory, then loss of intelligence. We are not able to see them clearly. What if I should not like pasta? I eat like pasta. We take it by default. We do not think. Why we do not think? Loss of intelligence. We don't want to think. Why we don't want to think? Because loss of memory. Why loss of memory? Because I do not realize that I am a human being. Why I don't think? Because of the delusion. We are returning from the eighth factor. Loss of intelligence is the eighth factor. Loss of memory is the seventh factor. Then the delusion. What is this delusion? Delusion is simply misunderstanding. Take it simple misunderstanding. Delusion is misunderstanding. Water in the mirror is misunderstanding. Is clay pot and the clay are different and same? Now we need to think. You all are gurus. You have to think. Think of this. Is clay pot and the clay are different? And if they are different, show me the clay pot. You see from anywhere and everywhere, from the top, bottom, sides, it is all clay. They are not two. So mind and attachment are not two. Show me where attachment is located in you. The moment you throw the light of knowledge, the fire of knowledge, that attachment disappears. Then what happens? Think of this. What will happen? Now the intellect has a clarity, freedom from the doubt. So what happens? The freedom from the doubt, there is a clarity. That clarity leads to higher awareness, and that makes the mind empty. Now you sit in meditation, it succeeds. You don't blame and complain, oh, I had a lot of thoughts. Today I could not focus. Why you could not focus? All is not well. Why all is not well? Because of 8 factors. Think. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. So after delusion, after sorrow and the I'm experiencing sorrow and the suffering because of you, because of others, because of objects. Objects has nothing to do with it. Sense organ has nothing to do with it. Close your eyes forever so that you don't see a person with whom you have enmity. Will you be able to get rid of the problem? That is why I started. Good people don't need anything. Good people, their clothes, their thought, their speech, their action is good. That is why they are good. Now, our country has introduced formal dress, casual dress. And what else? I don't know too much. My son teaches me, so I learn from him. Okay, I said, okay. I'm always casual. Think of this. Do you play your role? Be casual, use formal dress, everything outside. But internally, why I'm saying these, what are those factors that we don't see will come up on the surface, and it will help you remove those wrong notions. What are those? likes and dislikes, attachment and detachment, desire, delusion, loss of memory, loss of intelligence. Can you plan to be angry and in stress tomorrow at 10 a.m.? Answer is no, you cannot, because at 10 a.m. you are aware. You are aware. You can plan to practice meditation. You can plan to be in peace. See the wrong notions. This mind lives with it. I'm busy. How come you are busy? Why you are busy? All is not well. You only have 24 hours in a day. The intellect must organize the day. Finished. You are free all the time once it is organized. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammoha also means delusion, a kind of, we have a hypnotic spell because of attachment and detachment, because of emotional dependence in day-to-day life. Sammohat smriti vibhrama. What a beautiful way Krishna says. Sammohat, because of the delusion, I have a loss of memory. I forget that I am a human being. And when I have a loss of memory, smriti bhranshat buddhi nasha, it destroys my intelligence. I have a crush at the first sight. Intelligence is destroyed now. Crush. You have a crush, then you will be crushed. Simple thing. There are a couple of younger people. Think of this, how many crushes you have and how many times you are crushed. do you see the knowledge in it? Buddhi nasha, the intellect is destroyed. The highest faculty of the human being. And then what happens? Buddhi nashat pranashyati. Krishna uses this very strong word. He says your life perishes. Now all is not well every day. You have been trying hard with the same stuff, repeating again and again the same stuff and expecting a different result. Not possible. Did you understand that? All is not well. Every day I feel, I continue to do the same thing days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years. At the age of the 90, I'm in the hospital. I have 2 heart attacks. I don't want to say, but it's not good. But beautiful nurse enters the door, and now see what happens. I don't want to say that. No, use that same example every. Do you see what a kind of life I'm living? What a kind of life I'm living. So, what is the message? Because you are not introduced the fourth goal in the human life. What is the fourth goal? End of suffering, realizing the real self. You are still, your mind continues to hammer you with the same attachment and detachment, with the same delusion, with the same loss of memory. So it becomes an animal mind, then even at the age of 90. Master says, think of this. 8 factors. Live. The moment they come, you watch it, observe it, become aware of it. And you will find the waves and the ripples of all is not well. You will find the ripples of sorrow and the pain. Because you become aware, now those ripples of the pain, sorrow, and the suffering will not touch you. The mind will not run after millions of thoughts. Think. I have to think. If I do not think, nothing happens. All is not well, it means the mind is agitated. Can you label that hesitation? It is because of attachment and detachment and desire. And from there you start the journey. I told you, 2 classifications. Objects, we are aware of it. Sense organs, think of this. Sit down even for 5 minutes. My eyes is a door that goes inside, that brings inside also everything. And first it brings inside. And then the mind says, okay, I'm attached. I like this. I don't like this. At least for the tongue and for the smell, they are the windows. Even the skin is a window. See that? Can you become aware of that? So objects, sense organs, mind, intellect. So by right knowledge, understanding this series, likes and dislikes, attachment and detachment, desire, sorrow and the suffering, delusion, loss of memory, loss of intelligence, they are simply in the form of a thought. They are thought. You say, I'm attached. I like this. I desire this. No, I forget this. Don't we? We express in the form of a thought. So my master and every master used to say that to remove the nail, a thorn that is pierced into your big toe, you need another thorn. So to remove these wrong notion expressed in the form of a thought, I need these principles in the form of a thought. So your intellect is clear. And when your intellect is clear, your mind is, how dare the mind can claim that you are busy? It has become a fashion. I'm very busy. Have you ever understood that? Organize your daily activities. Busy means rajoguna. Rajoguna means likes and dislikes and plus desires. That is what I'm translating, defining as busy. And it leads to tamoguna, the inertness, loss of memory, loss of intelligence. What should I do? I have a crush on him or her. Live in suffering because you have a crush. Are you getting it? Now we are seeker, and the seeker must live with this knowledge. I will invoke principles from different texts, and then we will. So you need to think of this in your mind, even for a couple of minutes. Or when the mind says all is not well. All is not well means, all is well means you are happy all the time. You are calm all the time. You are in peace all the time. This is likes and dislikes, attachment and detachment, desire, and then we have illusion and sorrow and the suffering, loss of memory and loss of intelligence. So somewhere deep inside, I lack awareness of the reality. Patanjali says, avidya, asmita, rag, dvesh, abhinivesh, panchaklesha. First is right knowledge, clarity, freedom from the doubt. And after that, once you have a clarity, you have freedom from the doubt, do the practice. And you see how the result will flow into your life. The life will change, transform. Not taking too much of time, let us start our practice.